Hi, I'm Sean McNamara from mindpossible.com, and I'm also the author of my most recent book, Dewdrops of Infinity, Psychedelics, Psychic Abilities, UFOs, and the Puharich Project. The reason I created this series of videos is to give those of you who have not yet read the book a taste of what occurred during the Puharich Project, to give you some of what happened when I took large doses of psychedelics and tested myself on psychic abilities such as clairvoyance and telepathy. But context is really important before we get into the main presentation. And to do that, to give you context, I want to talk about what inspired me to create the Puharich Project and to execute it in 2022. To take a really long story, make it brief, at one point I came across an old video from the 1960s. It was an episode of a series called One Step Beyond. And the title of this specific episode is The Sacred Mushroom, which is still available to watch on YouTube. There are 3 or 4 different versions of it that you could watch, and I really recommend that you even pause right here and go watch the full episode before continuing with my presentation. The show was hosted by John Newland, and let's hear him introduce this episode of One Step Beyond.
Science has not yet given it a name, for science knows scarcely anything about it. But it is felt that X might have one remarkable quality, that it stimulates extrasensory perception, enabling the mind to become telepathic and clairvoyant. Now that's a rather large claim. Is it true or false? The answer to that question took us on a unique and distant journey.
In this scene, we see John introducing Dr. Puharich inside of a small Mexican village high up in the jungle mountains.
And last, our forever optimistic Dr. Andrei Puharich, who wrote the astounding book, The Sacred Mushroom. Dr. Puharich's book brought us here in the first place, and in it, he explains how the mushroom seems to have an incredible effect on the power of extrasensory perception.
Incredible is the word. We're here for some very specific purposes. We want to know why these people here in Mexico have kept this right so secret for so many centuries. But I would say that our prime mission is to explore and examine the biochemicals present in these new mushrooms and find out if they can be of any benefit in this problem of mental disease.
In another scene, we see them in a different village where they finally met a brujo, which they interpret as a mushroom priest or a shamanic type figure of the village, who introduces them to the mushroom, allows them to experience it, and they make him take several tests of clairvoyance, which he passes with flying colors.
But it is almost midnight before the brujo appears. He has practiced the secret and all but forbidden rites of the sacred mushroom for decades. Rites passed on from father to son for perhaps 4,000 years. But of course he has never performed before such an audience or a camera. Our scientists have prepared test questions to evaluate the brujo's extrasensory perception.
In a later scene, they visit a different village and meet with another brujo who is called Macedonio. And they are there when a villager comes to visit the brujo to ask him who stole his burro, his donkey. And we see this person actually clairvoyantly perceive who stole his donkey and where the donkey could be found currently. And there's footage here of them going to that village and finding the donkey, the burro, exactly where Macedonio said it would be found, which is very impressive. In the second half of the episode, which gets a lot more exciting, they take us to Northern California, to the home of Dr. Puharich. There, Dr. Puharich puts John through psychic tests before and after he consumes the mushroom. The first test John learns how to do is called the matching abacus test, in which he tries to match 2 rows of 10 sets of playing cards, blindfolded and with the use of a barrier to really prevent him from cheating in any way. Let's listen as Dr. Puharich explains to him how to do it.
Now, John, you take your left hand and bring it in here on this first block. There's a row of 10 blocks by you. You bring your right hand over and you scan this far row and you remain sensitive to any impressions, and when you think you're over the card that matches the one your left hand is on, you pick it up and move it opposite that card.
I see.
Next, we'll see John attempt to see a picture using only his mind and his hands to focus his attention. As we'll see, he doesn't do very well, but he hasn't taken the mushroom yet.
Like tall buildings in Chicago or New York or something like that. Well, how'd I do? Tall buildings in Chicago.
Now comes the part where John consumes a couple of mushrooms before repeating the test he just took.
Chew them well when you ingest. Not bad, are they?
Tastes just like mushrooms.
The question here is, does psilocybin help him improve his clairvoyance? Let's watch him perceive 3 different pictures and see how well he does. Remote viewing wasn't a term back in the early 60s, but those of you who are remote viewers who have experience with remote viewing will certainly appreciate what you're about to see.
Very distinct impression of like the dunes of a desert or like half hoops on that way, behind the other.
That's pretty close, John. Want to try another one?
Please. It has a great deal of, it has something, a power, like noise. I don't know how to translate that into a picture. It seems to have that noise and speed. It's like there's a face looking this way and another face is looking up that way.
That's pretty good. Would you like to take a look and see what it's like? Amazing, isn't it?
Holy mackerel, that really is.
At the end of the episode, John asks Andrea for his final thoughts.
Dr. Puharish?
During our stay in Hukila, I witnessed quite a number of cases of extrasensory perception by the brujos, some of which we could not film, as you know, John. These, in addition to the ones we did film, and the work which we have done since our return, convinces me that the mushroom contains a chemical which is most promising for the further investigation of extrasensory perception.
And that brings us to the present day, over 60 years since Andrei Puharich did his experiments. My study, which I call the Puharich Project, had 2 parts to it, each spanning about 6 months, so the whole thing was about a year. In the first 6 months, several participants microdosed psilocybin and Amanita muscaria in different time periods to see if that would help their psychic abilities. And there was a control group also. But what you're about to see, what this presentation is about, is the second 6 months, a time when I took large doses of several psychedelics, including psilocybin, Amanita muscaria, LSA, LSD, and DMT, and repeated the psychic tests. This video contains part 1 and 2, both of which have to do with the effects of psilocybin. The second video has parts 3 and 4, which involve the use of Amanita muscaria and LSA. Then video number 3 has part 5 and 6, which has to do with LSD and DMT. All of these videos are only a portion of the complete footage from those 6 months. The book does include a link somewhere in the back of the book where you can watch the entire 3-hour video. But these videos you're about to see are the most exciting portions. You're going to see me in some extremely vulnerable states of mind as you watch this. A lot of it will be funny, some of it will be serious, some of it might be a little bit unnerving. So please be gentle with me as you watch these videos. But most importantly, please don't come to any conclusions about the results of the study until you've read the book and compared my results in these videos to the results of the other program participants, some of whom were microdosing and some who didn't use any substances at all. That's a long way of saying I'm not going to tell you right now what the final results were, if psychedelics actually increase psychic abilities. But these videos still will be a lot of fun to watch. You ready? Okay, let's begin. Okay, so it's about 2:30ish, 2:32. Sierra is available to do a telepathy test for me right now. So I just finished the first test without the blindfold, the black and white test, and we're going to do telepathy, and then I'll continue with the rest of the test afterward. Okay, so I have my back to her. She's all the way back there. And I'll just focus on me. There we go. Okay, ready to start?
Ready.
Okay. Just too much with a mask on. Too many images. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. Oh wow. Okay. So that was. Well, that's interesting.
X. First thing was
That was the first thing that I got.
X. And that, and I think those shapes and that shape.
I know, I was like, wait, guitar?
No, the
Yeah.
round into lines, kind
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, it's 2:48 p.m. and I feel like I'm coming down now. Sierra and I just did a telepathy test. Anyway, I realized that I forgot to do the seeing pictures with hands test earlier. So I'm going to do that now. I feel like I'm starting to come down a little bit. Actually a lot. It was just a half gram, so I shouldn't be surprised if the come down is already happening. And it's not like what I've read online about taking a full dose, whatever that is. So I'm going to put this down and get going. And again, the challenge is there. Should I wear this? Should I not? So I'm going to do both and see what kind of results I get. I don't know if I'll just do one picture or two or three. I'm going to have to go with my gut. Yeah, don't make that mistake again. Just see. I close my eyes and I get lost in this shifting face of animals like bear and a python and moose. It's almost a caricature, almost of like a bang or explosion or a spark. And I see it as a caricature. Like someone's face slightly frowning or something. Yeah, a nose stands out. And when I stare right at the whiteboard, all these little black line drawings or pencil drawings come out of the white, so I can't even focus on that. Maybe it's a clue that I'm still pointing my mind in the wrong direction to get the information psychically. I'm still going down the wrong neural pathways, perhaps. What is this? What is this? Moving like a stream. I'm also in like a waiting area. Like, am I looking at a train? Am I looking at a boat? Am I looking at... But then there's movement at the same time. But I'm standing there watching. It's a place where people go. I should have gone with my first one, so... And that's why I got a face. Like, that's the nose that I was trying to capture. Yeah, it's 3:20. I just finished looking at a picture thing. And I think I'm going to call it a day here with the tests. I feel mostly back to normal. I know I'm not, so I'm not going to get in the car or anything like that. But no nausea. My eyes open. I see what's in the room. I don't see any hallucinations. Still, if I close them long enough, some imagery will probably still arise right now if I tried. I'm feeling a little bit hungry. And I was ready to give up on this whole thing after so many months of hard work. I barely started going through the data from the 6 months, but the way today started, looking at the colors and the colored shapes and the black and white, I was like, I think that video I saw from that 1961 One Step Beyond with Andrea Puharich, the way that guy performed under the influence of mushrooms, I was like, this is BS. That it was a crock. I was getting really angry, and but then when I did the telepathy with Sierra and had one of my best sessions, I was like, oh. And then I remembered that I had to do the seeing pictures with my hands or just looking at whole pictures, and the results that I just got. So, okay, maybe there's something. Don't throw in the towel. Don't get angry at Andrea. But still, I'm going to stop for the day today. And I think next time maybe it's worthwhile. Maybe I'll try a full gram and maybe do more telepathy and more images like the pictures, or maybe try a couple of remote viewing sessions. That type of thing. Maybe it's more effective on that level instead of just trying to figure out, am I holding a blue paper or yellow paper or yellow square or a black triangle? Those kinds of exercises are so boring anyway, but maybe it needs to be more alive than that to be effective. So I'm going to end it here. This is going to be interesting. I was a little bit afraid. What? I don't know. I don't want to throw up. Which is probably the last thing someone says before they actually throw up, right? I'm going to pick one image. Oh boy. And then find... Okay. The side up. I feel like there's that cat again with the long whiskers and looking up at the inside the cathedral, just the spires from the inside. I'm just seeing a lot of geometrical designs in funky colors. as if you go into where they use that blue light to make all the neon colors stand out in the darkness. That's what this is like. Like a couple kissing, embracing. I'm sure I'm not writing on the target photo. I'm getting antelope, a lot of animals with like deer. I'm getting what looks like mountainous. Like no shit, right? You're tripping out. Of course, you can see mountains, but like this is either a toaster or a coliseum, like a pearl necklace on the top. Those little jewels or the round things. That's the thing. I'm trying to get like a corner perspective of a building. Like a ski lift or like glass, and then there's bands of metal. This is so weird. Because I'm in two different places at the same time. That's really interesting. So, what's the... And then... Look at that. When you put all the pieces together, it looks really similar. That's pretty similar. Oh, God. But I definitely didn't get a dinosaur skull in a hallucination or anything like that. Maybe I'll try this again, but without the blindfold on. Oh God, this is tough because there's emotion coming up too. Like that's a whole other side street. I don't want to take right now. I'll just say it right here, Sean. You watch this later. Don't go above this. Don't do this again with more. This is fine. It's also 5 minutes to 2 o'clock. Like thin lines. Curved lines. Oh, good. Pyramid structure, but that's typical hallucination. It's funny. Yeah, I'm getting those archways again inside a church. Oh, I'm not even working the picture. Oh God. Just gotta say butterfly wing shape. But also these, like a large center, bright white light, surrounded by slightly dimmer lights, like in a studio or something, or like something's looking at me. Like you would find on a rock drawing. Handprint. Oh God. Okay, I'm getting lost in hallucination. Focus on the task at hand. Around here, could be hallucination. There's like something around, but there's someone inside, like a face, but they're sort of looking down, like it's a helmet or something. Oh boy. See, this is tough. Trying not to get lost in hallucination. It's not the same thing as the target that I'm trying to perceive. There are two different things. Oh. And maybe hallucination can help get me there, but I'm seeing from an overhead perspective, looking down. There's like a building here on this side, more open on this side. I'm gonna stop there. Oh boy. That's really wild. Oh. So this is on the other side. I got that. That's, I don't even remember. Here. Here's the target image. Right. And then that's what I drew. But if, like, there's a triangle shape here. And this triangle pyramid shape could be the tree. Or could it be the water being released by the airplane? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna ask my wife's help because she prepared a few different targets for me for remote viewing and for telepathy. So, hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
Can you come over and read me just one coordinate?
Anytime?
Thank God. I was like, is the camera not recording? It's recording. Maybe I'll do a remote viewing session. In the next scene, you're going to watch me do a remote viewing session, but this is an opportunity for you remote viewers out there to get a little practice in if you want. So I'm going to give you the coordinate right now so you could pause this video, do a very quick remote viewing session, and then compare your results to the feedback at the end. So the coordinate is 177963. Right after this, you're going to see me having a laughing fit for a few minutes, and then we'll get into the actual remote viewing session. So pause whenever you like, do your session, and then keep playing. Just one
no
coordinate. No, you just need to give me the coordinate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing okay?
Oh, I'm...
Okay.
I know from your perspective, I must look funny, but this is happening.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, and then you add another person.
Results. Oh, good.
Could I just one remote viewing coordinate, please?
You got it. Do you want me to just write it down or send it? Yeah, I'll just write it.
Oh, you can read it to me.
Okay, one second.
Okay.
Ready?
Coordinate.
177.
177.
963.
Oh God, 963. My fingernail is growing. Okay, 177. Nice. This is really tough because the memory of the plane crop dusting the fire is like really there on the surface. So that's interesting that an image I was working with non-hallucination is right there, ready to leap forward. I'm trying to work on a new target, so maybe it's just a matter of now differentiating image from memory, stored in memory, to new input without letting those crazy feelings from the psilocybin take over. 177-963 867-5309. I might just be drawing like the wood grain in this table. I'm getting the color green. And I'm going to try and use that space of remembering that mental function in the brain. What if I try to remember what this number represents. As if it's something from the past, but time doesn't exist. I want to pause here really quickly because what this section is about is quite important, actually. I'm referring to using the memory function of my mind to try and access the psychic information. What I'm not doing is trying to remember something that I saw in the past. I've never seen this target before, ever. But what I'm trying to do is use that muscle, for lack of a better word, that feeling you get when you try and remember an image, because memory is an act of visualization. And so I wondered if I just pretend that I'm trying to remember the target without actually remembering, but using my brain in that way, would that produce a better result in perception? So that's what this is about. Now, through all my research, I'm questioning now at this point, is the brain involved at all with psychic perception? There's that relationship between the conscious and subconscious mind, which is still in the brain. But more and more I wonder if that's an outdated idea, and if somehow something in my mind, in my brain, is accessing psychic information from another space, perhaps a non-dimensional space, directly, without having go through all these different portions of the brain itself. Maybe it's just directly getting that information from another space. 177963. It's funny because now when I close my eyes, I don't know if I'm seeing the target, when I'm guessing at the target, or the memory, the visual memory of what I just drew. All these layers of perception, which I know while I'm watching this later, I'll be like, are you nuts? There's 2 or 3 layers, that's it. But I'm experiencing 6 or 7 at least at the same time. So I'm gonna grab a fresh sheet of paper. 173. Can't believe it's only a few minutes later. It's like 10 past 2. It feels like a lot of time has passed. Trying to remember now. Grandmother. Old house. Like I'm seeing a scene in a room, looking at a wall, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So that's probably not going anywhere. 177963. Trying to remember. So clearly AOLs are gonna be Jesus. Not Jesus, but I thought I was seeing some, probably what is a target, but it's not. It's hallucinations. I'm seeing a peak like this, and it's like the shark from Jaws, the Jaws poster, and then that turns into a golden eagle with the beak, and then the spider. This is gonna be so way off. Boat. Water, dark, blue, gray, or it could be a night sky. Hey, sweetie. Yeah. The time is like 2:13. Yeah. If you want to bring the printout. Mm-hmm. So basically. So Sierra targeted this for me. She's not wanting to be on camera. Okay. Oh wait. I'll just put this in the final video cut. But that was the target. Like people on a trapeze. Look. So that's the sky behind them, right? It's like a cloudy white sky. And I wrote sky, flying, and oh gosh, look at that. I wasn't sure if it was birds or planes or what, but these are the lines I drew. So just to finish out the day, if we could do the telepathy.
Really?
Yeah, and then I can let go. And
I'll take that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah, because the results are really good. And then, so there's a quick shot of Sierra back there. There she is. And then me. think the other camera's got a better angle on the table. Okay. So, yep. Okay, it says, yeah. Okay, go for it. Sierra's now tracing an image. It's the same cathedral that I keep getting over and over. Okay, I'm just gonna wait. There's a lot of stuff. I'm just waiting for what I think will be like the bold black and white, with the black lines, or whatever image she's drawing over it. Like I'm seeing a bow, a present. This is hallucination. Pushing the eyes is not a good idea. You get fractal patterns that way. It's fun, but not the target. Maybe we'll stop here on this target because you have another target we could work on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just show me or give me the printout? Send me that. Oh boy. Oh my! Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. And the thing is that I got. Yeah, like I got this. Like I definitely got that swooping shape. Oh. Okay, one more time.
Wow, okay.
One more time. We gotta. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get more paper. I think I've got enough for one more test. We'll do telepathy again. And.
Ready?
Yep. Definitely getting hallucinations. The jackal. Coyote eyes. The ears. Okay. What is Sierra drawing right now? That's all geometrical, fractal stuff. I've got tinnitus, and the ringing is starting to really be pronounced. Yeah, it's not like an insect. No, just it's something. This is reminding me of the crown. Yeah, it's not like an insect. No, just it's something. It's dangerous. I'll try it anyway. I'm trying my hallucinations, that's not good. Definitely something like that. Because the dolphin is a pen, a knife. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stop here. Honey,
Yeah?
can you bring the target over, please?
Ready?
Oh, ready as I'll ever be.
What's that? Is that this one?
Yeah, these are all. I think I drew that first, and then that came second. This I said reminded me of the crown, and then this followed right after that, and then this is a jumble of other stuff, finishing in something like that. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Are you shocked?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the target. And first so here's like the jackal, the eyes, nose, and ears, but I knew that was hallucination. Then I started drawing what I thought was maybe an insect. You can see through the paper, an insect, and I kind of pretended that. So I think that's garbage. And then I started drawing this, which reminded me of the crown from like over a month ago. I don't know, I can't do time right now. And then this image followed after, but it was sideways. And this is the strongest match for, there's a lot of embedding images in the video. That's a great note to end the testing on. It is 2:28 in the afternoon. I think I'm gonna have a few more hours of this, which I can enjoy. I'm just gonna let go. I'm gonna let it go. Let it go. Okay. Many tears to come. Bye-bye. And I should say thank you if I'm talking on my camera, but it feels like I've had someone watching me the whole time and being here with me, which is just a figment of my imagination, but it works. The time is now 5 after 5, and I'm pretty much 90% down, and I'm bummed out because I forgot to do the matching abacus test, the tarot card test, if I remember right. Maybe I did it and I don't remember. So I'm going to do it now, see what kind of results we get, just to say that I did an after test after taking the mushroom today. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, there's really not much of anything coming up in the darkness. Maybe there will be in a couple of minutes, but right now it seems pretty much back to normal. Still some images are coming up a little bit. With this one I see a bunch of hands reaching up, a bunch of arms and hands reaching up. And then like splashes of water. I have to remind myself when I do this matching abacus test, generally I'm just going for a feeling of a card. I don't go for images, but maybe this is new. This one I see like a human figure like this, but horizontal, kind of like that. And I'm pretty sure none of these cards, if I remember right, I have a feminine figure. But also a red, like a red ball or a red face or something red. Hopefully one of these two last cards is a match, but might not be. I'm kind of tempted to move this one over, but I don't have confidence in that. I'm going to leave it. This is still hard work. So Process of elimination. I'm going to use those 2 cards. Oh boy. Okay. Match the 7 of Wands. I match the 3 of Swords. I match the Magician. And I match the High Priestess. So that's 4, a match of 4. And the 2 that didn't match were Death and the Star. Maybe there's something symbolic there for me, I don't know. But I'm still really jazzed that I matched 4. That might be my best score from the 6 months microdosing to now. So here I am several hours later. I'm on the come down for sure. It still was a lot of hard work. Barely any hallucinations behind the mask while doing this test. And increased accuracy. So I'm glad I remembered to do this one more time before calling it a day.